Hey guys, welcome to the channel and the video. This is KMZ. Today we are going to be covering news regarding the 7.02 WebKit exploit. I'm going to let you know what is going on, where we are at right now. We'll talk about the state of the 7.02 WebKit exploit, what you can expect. I'll give you my suggestions on what to do when it comes out. We're also going to cover some information regarding what led up to this WebKit exploit and how it looks like it actually exists in 750, 751, 755 firmware, as well as 8.0, 8.01 and even 8.03. So we're going to clarify all of that stuff in the video. There's not going to be a lot to see, so every now and then I may throw up some stuff on the screen just to keep those of you who are watching entertained a little bit, maybe with some gameplay of something random. We'll see what I come up with. Anyway, as I mentioned before in the past several videos, I am extremely busy this holiday season. Well, usually every holiday season. So it's been a little bit harder for me to put up videos, but the next video will be regarding the PS3 4.87 custom firmware situation. We're going to talk about some stuff that has happened recently with this Switch and a couple of other things. But first, here today, we will cover that whole WebKit vulnerability thing with a focus on the 7.02 WebKit that is being worked on right now. So let's go ahead and let's get started. So real quick, before I bring you up to date on what's going on, a little bit of backstory at what got us to this point. About a week ago, as was reported here on Logic Sunrise and other places as well, someone by the name of Marcin Noga actually found a vulnerability in the WebKit. And this vulnerability apparently still is there even in the latest PS4 firmware, which as of the making of this video, I believe is 8.03. And I'm going to cover the whole 755 thing here in a minute, and we'll talk about that and the 8.03 also in a few minutes. So that information was put out there. It was made public, and developers were able to go ahead, take this information, and then sort of get to work. And that brings us to where we are at right now with this developer, Sleirsgoevy. I hope I'm saying that right. Anyway, he is the guy who brought us the 6.72 jailbreak. Now, the kexploit itself, that was found by developer The Flow. He had turned it over to Sony. He collected 10 grand. Sony did allow him to make it public, and that kexploit actually works up to 7.02. The problem is that we only had a WebKit up to 6.72. So now with this new vulnerability that was discovered and that information put out there, then these developers can take that information, try to apply it, to the PS4 in a way that would make it work, and then we can get a jailbreak for 7.02. As of right now, there isn't a public WebKit exploit 7.02 that works on the PS4 in conjunction with the kexploit. That's what's being worked on right now, to merge the kexploit and the WebKit together to get the jailbreak and make it work on 7.02. That's what we are waiting for it to work. And you can see here, he actually stated in his most recent tweet, at least most recent as of the making of this video, that Mira is not working. He also noted that this seemed to be entirely his fault due to an accident he did. And then he said that he still needed to check whether the homebrew will run or not. And then he did an edit, and he stated that it does not work. No debug settings. So you know that when you run hen, you get the debug settings that pop up, and that is not happening. He also noted that running any application results in kernel panic. So this definitely needs more work, and we're gonna have to wait till he gets all that stuff ironed out. Now, a few days ago, he also noted that he only had about a 10% success rate with this, which means that if you try it, 10 times, you're likely to be successful only 1 out of those 10 tries. And then he also noted that unfortunately the exploit then crashes. He said he was going to investigate how to fix it. I suspect that when this does go live and it gets released to the public, that it'll probably be very unstable. So my recommendation would be for you to stay where you're at, either on 5.05 or 6.72, because the games and the updates and stuff that are on 7.0, 7.02, all of that will more than likely get backported anyway to 5.05 and or 6.72. And many of the homebrews have already kind of updated and are ready to work with 7.02 or to be adapted to 7.02. As a matter of fact, the backporting tool that you use on your PC has been updated for 7.02. So that way you can backport games and updates and things like that to like 5.05 or 6.72 or whatever. So anyway, we'll talk more about that when all of this stuff releases, and then we may have a tutorial and a full update and all that stuff then. So let's see what happens. In the meantime, don't forget to subscribe and turn on the notification bell, because as soon as I know anything regarding this, before I even make a video, I'll let you guys know in the YouTube community post, and that way you get notified. Okay, so let's go ahead and talk about that whole 755 8.03 thing. Alright, so as I mentioned before, and as it was noted here over at Logic Sunrise, the vulnerability that that guy found in the WebKit apparently is still there in current firmware, at least current as of the making of this video, which I believe is 8.03. Now, this is going to take a few minutes, guys, so let's just sit back and relax here, and let's go over what we know for sure. So even though that was made, public, that this vulnerability is there and that it seems to exist even in current firmware, there was no point of concept or no proof of concept. There was no beta, nothing like that. The one thing that we can confirm right now as of today is that the WebKit that Sleirsgoevy is working on does seem to work for 755. There's actually a video here showing the WebKit exploit confirmed working on 751. That means it works for 750, 751, and 7.55. The one thing is that we don't have a kexploit. We have a kexploit that works up to 7.02, but nothing beyond that. And before you start putting the cart in front of the horse, don't just assume, oh, well, we're one step closer. Tomorrow we're going to get a kexploit, or any day now we'll get a kexploit. No, that's not how it works. These things take time. Not only that, and not to beat a dead horse, but I keep saying it, people seem to forget that bounties are a real thing. We've already seen it affect the PS4. A bunch of vulnerabilities have already been turned in, and exploits and things like that, and people have collected tens of thousands of dollars. And the only reason why we're even on 6.72 and why this 7.02 WebKit even matters is because Sony allowed the flow to release that kexploit for 6.72 to 7.02. And that's it. Had Sony, not given their blessing, he would not have released it, and we would still be stuck on 5.05 till this day, 2.5-year-old jailbreak. And we wouldn't have, anything newer, and nothing would be getting backported to 5.05. So we're only here at this point with 6.72 and possibly 7.02 because Sony said it was okay. So even if someone comes up with a 755 kexploit tomorrow or in a week or in a month, are they going to release it to the public for free and, just sit back and maybe collect a few bucks in donations? Or will they turn it over to Sony, collect tens of thousands of dollars, and they get to use the kexploit for themselves, along with the WebKit? So yeah, think about what you think they would do and what you would do in that situation realistically. That is a lot of money. So let's focus on 7.02 Let's see what happens there. And then, let's kind of hope for the best to see if anything comes out regarding 750, 755 kexploit, or possibly anything higher. But let's not jump the gun just yet. Let's focus on 7.02 for right now. All right, guys, so that is going to do it for the video. Let me know what you think about this whole 7.02 situation. Are you going to jump right into it when it comes out, or are you going to be a little bit reserved and just wait a bit till things maybe get more stable and or stuff gets backported? I'm curious. Let me know down in the comments. Also, what about 750, 755, 8.0 and up? What are your thoughts there? Do you think something will get released, or is everything just going straight to the bounties? Anyway, if you found anything here informative, useful, helpful in any way, or you want to throw some love or appreciation, the best way to do that, as usual, just to hit that like button, and again, maybe subscribe and hit that notification bell, so that way as soon as something comes out, I can let you guys know in the YouTube community posting, and then you get notified even before I get to make a video, and you can see what's going on, not just with the PS4 scene, but all the other scenes as well. Much love going out to everyone out there. Be careful, be safe, but have fun, and we will catch you on the next one.